repay. Don't be scared, I ain't afraid. Just like that, come my way. That's my shit, that's my wave. Do it like that, then I repay. Don't be scared, I ain't afraid. Just like that, come my way.
Hey, happy birthday! Miyeokguk is what Korean people eat on the morning of our birthdays. It's a soup made out of seaweed and beef, so you soak the seaweed and cut up the beef into strips. Set it aside and cut up the seaweed into bite size, just like this. When it's soaked, it'll turn into this beautiful green. Drain the water into a pot and mix the seaweed with some sesame oil. Add sesame oil into a pot and then stir fry the beef until it's lightly pink. Then add soy sauce, seaweed, and then stir fry it for 5 more minutes. And then add the seaweed water from before. Boil it, taste it, and season with salt if you need to. Add a clove of minced garlic and boil another 5 minutes. Traditionally, miyeokguk was a staple for Korean mothers right after giving birth as they were recovering. So, eating this on our birthdays is a reminder to thank our mothers for giving us birth. Enjoy!
おはよう、こんにちは、おやすみ。September 調子はどうだい？ちゃんと学校行ってるかい？私はね、ぶっちゃけがもっと国そくらいだと思ってたよ。How you like that? You gon' like that? Da 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 da. Like that? How you like that? Da 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 da. Now, look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. How you like that? Now, look at you, now look at me.
So today we're making some Korean cheesy potato pancakes. They're so delicious and super simple to make. So we're gonna start off by peeling our potatoes and cutting them into pieces. Then we're gonna boil the potato nice and soft. And then we're gonna season it with salt, garlic, sugar, and some potatoes and then the cinnamon and some salt and the black pepper. Add it together, and once it's all combined, we're gonna roll it down into a ball and flatten it and add some cheese to the middle. You can use whatever kind you like. I use mozzarella. And once the cheese is enclosed, we're gonna flatten it into a little patty. And then once they're all formed, we're gonna heat up some oil in a non-stick pan and cook until the bottom is golden brown. Flip them over, and then they're pretty much done. And look at this glorious cheese bowl. These are seriously so good and easy to make.
Easy to make ice cream mochi. Scoop 4 ice cream balls and freeze for at least 2 hours. Then mix half cup milk and a third cup sugar and stir on low until the sugar is dissolved. Mix in half teaspoon vanilla, 2 teaspoon coconut oil, and half teaspoon matcha. Then turn off the heat and gradually whisk in 1/2 cup of mochiko. When it's smooth, turn the heat up to medium. It's ready when it's thick and elastic like this. Now using plenty of starch, cover with plastic wrap and then let this sit in the fridge for about 20 minutes. Enclose your ice cream in the dough and pinch off any excess. Follow all these steps and you can make mochi.
My dad used to keep breath mints with him everywhere he went, including at his work desk, and I asked him why once, and he told me because his colleagues complained about his breath. I learned 2 things that day. 1, people didn't like kimchi breath, and 2, people made fun of my dad at work. My dad worked for the US Postal Service for decades, and in all those years he never brought home a work friend or even mentioned to anyone he talked to. Despite having no friends, every year for the holiday party, my mom would stay up all night long making a huge basket of her egg rolls. I remember when I was around 9 years old, waking up in the middle of the night to see my dad sitting patiently in the living room while my mom frantically fried hundreds of her egg rolls because Daddy couldn't show up to the holiday party without them. It made me think of that one time I brought a tray of cupcakes to school on my birthday, hoping to make more friends. I also remember thinking, they can't stand Daddy's kimchi breath, but they have no problem taking his egg rolls.
This is how you make broke boys pudetsuge.
Ooh, grab yourself a big ass pot, 3 cups of water, boom. Another one. Bring it to boil, a cup of kimchi, broke boys vegetable, the powder, half a tablespoon of garlic, just a little bit of black pepper, tablespoon of soy sauce, tablespoon of pepper flakes. Let your kimchi cook 5 minutes, fam. Ooh. Now throw in your sausage or hot dog, some Spam. Now throw in your noodles. 4 to 5 minutes. 4 if you want it al dente. 5 if you want a little salt. And tofu is optional. It's great for aesthetic too. Shoosh. And that's how you make broke boys pudetsuge. And yo, this recipe really only works with the K Army joint. Shout out to Notion. They specifically made it for pudetsuge, that's why.
Alright y'all, we making homemade kimchi. The next 5 days we gonna teach you how to make different dishes with this. Cut that cabbage in half and make sure to cut it again. Rinse it under cold water and make sure to sprinkle salt in between the layers. Let it rest for a while and then you're gonna do that turnover thing. After that, mix the rice flour with water and get it to a boil. It's gonna look like this here. Mash up some garlic, mash up some ginger, take out the shrimp and chop it all up. You already know it's them Lucifer flakes. Throw some fish sauce and mix that shit up. After that, spread that mix everywhere. Make sure to wear a glove though, cause if you don't, your hands gonna be burning and smelling for a week. Next step, pack it down tight, cover it up and let it sit 36 hours room temp. Start packing it down and look for bubbles. 36 hours later, it's gonna look like this. All you gotta do now is chop it down and keep some for yourself and give some to your friends and family.
Korean side dishes at home part 2. Half of a seedless cucumber, slice it into little pieces. This is what you'll need for the marinade. A lot of the side dishes will use similar sauce. Always taste according to how you like it. I like mine a little bit more spicy. Mix it all up, coat it well, and there's your refreshing and spicy cucumber salad. Follow for more.
This is how you make the perfect rice. I know a lot of y'all don't got a rice cooker, so I'm gonna show you how to make it in a pot.
First, we gonna measure out 2 cups of rice. Another one. Rinse your rice.
Clean that joint up. Pour these joints out. We gonna do that 3 times.
Boom, boom, pop. One more time, baby. All right, tip number 1, soak your rice for 30 minutes. This is the soaked rice, and this is before it got soaked. You see the difference? Tip number 2, rice to water ratio. Option number 1, bring it to your knuckles. That's that Korean mama style. Option number 2, you see that line right there? Bring it to half of that. What? If you don't trust the Asian way, just measure it out to the cup. Medium-high heat, bring it to boil. It's the 10-5-5 rule. Once it starts boiling, we're going 10 minutes, baby. Now lower your heat for 5 minutes. Now turn it off completely and let it steam for 5 minutes. Ooh.
Back today. Slice some Spam, cook it, then cook 2 eggs, cut it into little strips. Stir fry some carrots, blanch spinach, then add sesame oil and salt to it. Mix your rice with salt, sesame oil, and sesame seeds. Tear your seaweed into 4 pieces like this. Add rice, leave some room at the top, Spam, egg, carrots, spinach, then roll it all up, baby. Some water at the tip will help it stick together. Brush some sesame oil on the top and add sesame seeds, and there's your mini rice rolls. So cute and so delicious.